A very good morning and welcome to BNC Africa. Today we're coming to you from Diepkloof for the biggest township gaming event hosted by Elimu in collaboration with the Zodwa Khoza Foundation and RGB Gaming. Follow me as I'll be on the ground to give you the latest.
My name is Tebi Khanye. I am a broadcaster. I do sports. I produce sports. I'm a podcaster. I'm an MC. I'm a lover of life. But more than anything, I'm a young black girl who always wants to make sure that I give back to my community. And that's indeed what the Zodwa Khoza Foundation has always done for the community of Diepkloof, to be precise, and overall Soweto and every black child. Now this organization, in partnership with Elimu Holdings, will be hosting a gaming tour. Now a gaming tour would then, include certain things such as obviously playing games, but we are using game as a means to help our children learn. We already know they're always on their phones, but some are gaming, so we are going to then help them and arm them with tools to make it easier for them to excel into their education using gaming. Now we have a lot of people here on the panel, and also how it's going to impact the community positively. But before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, I want to So I'm going to firstly introduce a very special lady. I'd like her to please come and do a bit of a welcome. Ms. Khoza, please come, my darling. Give a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Zodwa Khoza. I'm the Communications Director of the Zodwa Khoza Foundation. Mine is not to stay here for long. I know you guys have a jam-packed morning and afternoon, and I would just like to officially open and welcome you all to the Zodwa Khoza Foundation Skills and Entrepreneurial Development Center. The activity that's happening here today is in line with a very new direction that we're taking. Our chairperson in absentia sends her regards to everyone who's here, to all our partners, Elimu and RGB Gaming, and the African Youth Development Fund, who are all here today. All of the students and the children who are here to partake of these exciting activities. The vision that this is in line with the Zodwa Khoza Foundation is that of empowering the youth. And we've seen the advent of the fourth and fifth industrial revolution. And with that comes gaming, coding, and we're hoping that today will inspire everyone who's here to accept the future, because outside of that, there's no way that we're going to be self-sufficient or sustainable, and we're hoping that this will bring out the pilots and the technological people, the Elon Musks, the Tim Cooks, and the Steve Jobs that are going to be born from here, right here in Soweto. So all the best for today, and I hope that today is insightful, it's exciting, and that you leave here with more than what you came with. Have a great day, and from the Zodwa Khoza Foundation, much love.
And of course, joining me now is none other than the MC of the day. Welcome to BNCA. Your feelings on hosting today's event?
Exhilarating, exciting. More than anything, it's heartwarming. Because you are really doing something that you know is going to directly influence the next person positively. So it's an extraordinary, environment. As you can feel, the energy is buzzing. So more than anything, yeah, man, it's amazing, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
And you're also a sports journalist. What do you think about the standard of sports and sports development in townships?
I think generally we have a long way to go when it comes to development from grassroots levels. To be honest with you, SAFA, for example, and many other organizations, I'm talking about the Motsipa Foundation and the like, could be doing more to plow back into our communities. We have immense talent, by the way. We have so many, potential opportunities that could be created, but it seems as though sometimes, the powers that be might be, trailing behind with that regard. And that's why I enjoy being part of such organizations or such events, because then we find other avenues. Because the reality is that if our grassroots levels when it comes to football and any other sports for that matter is not where it needs to be, then it will once again trickle down to the national team, your under 19s, under 23s, and that's why you find that we're not doing as well as we should be. As much as we have qualified for AFCON right now, Banyana has been doing relatively well, and when it comes to the World Cup, but we could be doing better. Considering also that we should be having also the resources at this point. We've hosted the World Cup, so there's absolutely no excuse really, when it comes to us not being able to develop and harness the talents that we already have in our communities.
The next person I'm going to introduce is Sifiso Kunene of the Zodwa Khoza Foundation. Hello, Sifiso.
Hello, good morning everyone. Sanibonani, ninjani. He does it, really. These are the faces that we are familiar with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sifiso, tell us what your duty is and what your job is really in Zodwa Khoza Foundation.
Thank you so much for that question. I've been in the humanitarian aid and humanitarian development space.
What does that mean?
That means we develop umuntu from a very young age right to their professional phase. And working for the Zodwa Khoza Foundation has been a great experience, because what I do here as well is create initiatives and programs for these young people with the team to make sure they take advantage of that as well. We've got pillars that we use here at home, and those pillars are normally based on, you've got agriculture, for instance, which goes hand in hand with food security. It's important that we teach these young kids how to build their own backyard gardens, for instance, to also work with their grandmothers and their mothers and parents as well, because some of them, they stay with their grandmothers, they participate in these gardens as well. So it's not only that, but you want to make sure that even them participating in sports as kids, and also the youth that is out there, because what's happening is we don't only want to produce sports stars, we want to produce official stars. Now when I'm saying official stars, in other words, we want other members of the community as well to participate in that space of officiating different sports. You've got men's soccer, you've got female soccer, you've got netball, you've got basketball as well.
We've got cricket, we've got rugby, we've got...
So, and another touching factor, which is where we are heading as a foundation as well. I like what the young star said, she wants to be a pilot.
There we go.
We are exploring aviation as well, whereby we'll be teaching the kids the basics of flying using an F-18 simulator chair. And not only that, they will be exposed to these aviation entities that are out there. We will take them to the different airports, they will get the feel and touch, so that they can inspire them and pour petrol on the fuel for them to become pilots tomorrow.
I love that.
Those opportunities to these young people, also to show Uguti, we as the Zodwa Khoza Foundation in our new trajectory, we want to develop young kids. For instance, youth development is key and it's important. It's not a matter of only these young kids coming here for gaming, but also to expose the opportunities in gaming. You can design avatars, you are able to create music for these games as well. So also to make sure these kids understand the economic value of the activity they do, which they love so much.
Now, speaking of development, how exactly are you planning to develop these young kids?
Okay, now Zodwa Khoza Foundation specializes in human capital. Now when I say human capital, in other words, we develop you from a very young age, right through to professional phase. So every single initiative we have, we make sure we monitor all of the relevant outputs we have, even in the after school programs we have, in the sporting initiatives we do. As a lot of people would know, Zodwa Khoza is associated with one of the greatest teams, Orlando Pirates. So also having our Orlando Pirates masters as mentors in part of our programs creates that community spirit, because we believe in community building, and in community building we are able to build the relevant people for the future and a better society.
There was Sifiso Kunene from the Zodwa Khoza Foundation. The biggest township gaming event hosted by Elimu in collaboration with the Zodwa Khoza Foundation and RGB Gaming is currently underway in Soweto Diepkloof. And of course, to engage with me is one of the founders of Elimu, Lutando. Briefly, what is Elimu and why gaming?
So Elimu is an edtech startup that is aimed at bridging the gap between education in terms of information, how it's disseminated in private schools and government schools. We found that the knowledge that the kids have in government schools and in townships is very minimal. when it comes to career options and technology and just information in general. So what we're trying to do is that we're trying to just bridge that gap, and then we're doing that with creating our application and also by having these activations that we have, and also with our AG Wellness program.
Now take us through the different games that will be taking place today.
Okay, so today we've got an RGB station that's been set. There's going to be Xbox, there's going to be PlayStation, Roblox, and then we've got some tennis that's being done by the Soweto Tennis Association. We've got netball, we've got soccer, and yoga.
And what are you hoping to achieve, and how will you be impacting not only the kids but the community of Diepkloof in general?
So what we're really hoping to achieve is, to make parents and children aware, which during school holidays, abantwana don't necessarily have to go to malls. Abantwana also, they tend to get into trouble a lot. So we have a safe space for them, and it's here at the Zodwa Khoza Foundation, And also what we're trying to achieve with this program is also educate parents on other career alternatives for children. Not every child's going to be a doctor. Not every child's going to be a lawyer. Some children just want to be musicians. Some children want to be gamers. Some children want to be sportsmen. So, yes.
Now, Lutando, before I let you go, lastly, how did the collaboration with RGB Gaming and the Zodwa Khoza Foundation come about?
So we actually met Yaku from RGB Gaming at another event, and I spoke to him. He was like, "No, this is a great concept. I like that idea. Send me a couple, more things." And in the process of while we've been planning this, we had another event called Bold Women in Tech. So they partnered up with us at the Bold Women in Tech event, and then here as well. And then with the Zodwa Khoza Foundation, honestly, I was lost. I was looking for a venue, literally, and I walked in here, and the rest is history.
Palesa Malebu, BNCA News, Diepkloof, Soweto.